So this time I want to talk about the gears I use, including the guitar, pedals, and processor, and DAW, and how I master the audio. So the first thing is a guitar. It's a Gibson ES-175 from '94, and I got it around 2005. I was in the conservatory, and second semester I got into the jazz ensemble, and only I had a Ibanez metal guitar at that moment, so I was looking for the hollow body guitars. I tried Gibson guitars, the Keeley, Eastman, and also I did 335 models, and I like the sound of this guitar quite a lot. It's a little darker sound compared to the same 175 models, I think. And the main difference is the back of the neck. It's scraped off, and you can see the wood. I think it's absorbed more moist than the regular guitar coated neck, and the neck is also broken twice. The second time it happened like a week before my United East Jazz Quintet album recording, and I was fortunate to get help from Roger Boris, the great luthier, introduced by a great guitar player Rotem Sivan. I was panicked when I broke this guitar, and I posted about it on Facebook, and Rotem introduced me to Roger, so he helped me out, and I was very lucky to get the guitar back on time for the recording. The string I use is the Daddario 1046. The action is pretty low, I think, so I can play fast passages. I used to have a flat wound, but this is just a round wound 10. It's because nowadays I use more effects, and effects works better with round wound strings. So the pedals I use for the home recording, I only use like 3 pedals, and the first one is POG 2, and that's a octave pedal. But it has this feature of deleting the attack, and I'm gonna show you how it sounds like with and without. So that was a plain guitar sound without any effects, and now the POG is on. So it sounds pretty different. Although it has octave features, I just use a attack parameter for this pedal, and it's made famous by the great contemporary jazz guitar player Kurt Rosenwinkel. And this one is something I got a lot of questions about, how I delete the attack if I use a synth pedal or anything. So this is the one, the POG 2, and I really liked how Kurt used this pedal, and I've been listening to his album since 15 years ago or so, and I always wanted to have this pedal, but it took me more than 10 years to convince myself to buy one because it's a little big and a little expensive compared to other little pedals. But I was very happy to actually finally get the pedal and start making more music with this one. So Also, it works pretty well with combining with other pedals like a little overdrive or a booster, which I have in the next chain. It's a EP booster, and let me turn it on. So it makes the sound more fat and strong, and it's more evident when it's played at live with a real amplifier. So the most of the time the knob is almost like a zero, and it never loses the sound when it's turned off completely. So that's how I use it to boost the sound a little bit. And the next one is a Tube Screamer 808 Keeley modified model. And I've been using Tube Screamers many years, and I used to have a regular Ibanez Tube Screamer. It was modified in Osaka music store, but it stopped working, so I just recently got this one. And I also have a Maxon overdrive, which is very close to the Tube Screamer, which works very well with my tele, but with this Gibson, this overdrive Tube Screamer 808 model works better. So I have that one in my chain right now. So let me turn it on the Tube Screamer. So the next one is a Alesis Nanoverb, and this one is a reverb half rack unit, but I use it as a preamp because it changes sound. So let me take it out because it's already engaged and show you how it sounds like. So that was how it sounds like without the preamp of the Nanoverb. So the next one is a Fractal FM3, and this one is a key component for the recording, and I mostly use it for only the home recording, and this one made a huge difference in the home recording production to me. Alright, so let me bring up the software so you can see all the effects I use in the FM3. So here's the input, and this is a gate, but it's not doing too much job right now, right here. So moving on to this one, it's a parametric EQ. I cut the low end at 44 Hz and also 114 minus 4.51 dB, and I boost a little bit over around the 500 and also 1200 area, and I boost a little bit 493 4.17 decibel and 1231 for 4.51 dB, and also I boost a little bit at the high end above 7200 about 3.26 dB, and these numbers are a little random since I just adjust like this and stop, and you see the random numbers kind of comes up, but I do try to find the exact frequency I want to boost or cut by tweaking them like this and moving it around, so you can hear which frequencies you want to cut or boost. And this one is a drive, but it's not activated, and I don't really use it for 175. But I like the box of charge drive in the FM3. Sometimes I use that for other guitars. And this one is a cab simulator, and this is the most important part of the unit to me. And it's a God's Cab IR I found online. It's a free IR package, and I use their U87 4-foot press 1 IR, and I somehow pan left and right a little bit, and I cut the roll at around 30 Hertz. And let me see the preamp. I have to use the economy here because if I pick the high quality, the CPU running out and it stopped working. So I have drive 3.26 and real low cut, high cut. Also room and air, it's not doing anything right now. The alignment is also exactly same. You can change the alignment like this, but I don't do that for this one. And if you're curious about the parameter, I'm gonna take a screenshot and share it on the Patreon. Also, I'm gonna upload this preset of FM3. So if you wanna try this one out for your FM3, you can do so on my Patreon page. So please check it out. And this one is a Plex delay. I don't use it for the 175 again, so it's inactive now. And I have a reverb, and it's a medium hole reverb. Time is 4.6 seconds, size is 51.9, and echo 8, and the quality is high. And this one is using a lot of CPU power if I do high or ultra high, so that's why I wasn't able to use the high quality for the preamp. It changed a little bit, yeah, and if you care about those subtle difference, those are the things you want to take a look at. And the mix is 12.1 and other stuff. Yeah, these are all the numbers. I'm gonna share it on the Patreon as well. Little EQ, low end and high end is cut. Modulation, I don't like modulation for the reverb in general, so I don't really use it. And this one is a darker, and I don't remember if I changed anything from the preset about this section. And then output, just a little lowering the level a little bit, minus 4.7, and that's about it. So the thing is, I didn't use the amp simulator, and it's been like that for quite a long time, since my first album was also recorded line without using the amp, even without the speaker simulator. For some reason, it sounded better than having the amp or reamped at the studio I used, and I figured that this 175 sounds really good without having an amp or amp simulator. The line recording sounds pretty good. It's kind of same for other jazz guitars or hollow body stuff. Even for the semi hollow body, I don't use the amp simulator, and it sounds better in my opinion. So after the FM3, it's getting into the Focusrite, Clarett, preamp, and audio interface, and I use Logic for most of the recordings. So here's a screen of the Logic. I have a stereo input for the guitar for audio 1 and 2, and 3 is a microphone. So for the guitar track, I have this RX7 spectral denoise. It's a high quality noise gate by Isotope. And I also use Pro Q Fab filters, parametric EQ, and I cut a little bit of 188, also 1247, and the same goes for the other channel of the guitar. And it goes into the mastering chain. It's a C6 multiband compressor. It's a Waves plugin, and and I compress a bit of the bass and high frequency as well as the mid. I like to use this one for the electric guitar. Acoustic guitar, I don't use this one. And also another EQ 175 boost and 63,000 cut. Yeah, sometimes I do random things that like I boosted on the guitar channel and bring it up again, maybe for the voice, for the mastering. And the limiter, I have this setup. These things are aiming to have a minus 15 LUFS on this waves loudness meter, and this momentarily part I try to aim minus 10. If I go below those numbers, it's gonna start cracking the buzzing on the smartphones, so I try to avoid that. Alright, so that was about it. So there's some specific setting for each little things, but the overall for me it's quite simple. Basically the whole body guitar sounds good going through the DI basically. However, I really like to use the amp simulator, and for my effects I like the POG pedal for making a sound like attackless sound like Rosenwinkel style. So this is a little interesting that I have a booster, overdrive and preamp, and all of them are doing the same thing, basically to get the gain, so I can play with the intonation I like. Alright, so let me know what you think, and if you like the video, please subscribe. Also, there's more information on Patreon. Now there's more than 500 contents available up there, so if you like that, please subscribe and support. That really helps me to keep making these videos. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.